Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. This is another of my short stories of the type that's in my book, Soloists. This one is called The Hope Giver. I was an oncologist and felt burned out from giving bad news. I'm sorry, it's stage 4. We could try another chemo, but... When I began as an oncologist, my patients told me that I was unusually caring, taking all the time needed. Medicare and private insurer guidelines be damned. I cared so much that when a patient left the exam room, I often crept to my office, closed the door, and cried. I usually came home drained and eventually succumbed to taking Vicodin and even an occasional oxycodone to dull my sadness. But over time, to insulate myself further from the pain, I became briefer, more distant, and eventually even cold, especially if the patient was asking what I thought were dumb questions. Patients complained to the head of my practice, and finally I was let go. You need a break. But at age 66, I didn't have the drive to look hard for another position, let alone to start a solo practice. So I made only desultory efforts to find a job, sort of retiring without officially telling that to anyone or even to myself. After a few months of trying to stay busy with reading, hiking, and binge-watching, I was feeling bereft, useless. Then one day, when I was feeling particularly sorry for myself, sitting in an outdoor cafe, I noticed a woman at a nearby table reading a book on job hunting. I didn't want to reveal that I also could use a job. That could be disheartening to her and embarrassing to me. So I asked, is the book giving you ideas? And she said, I guess, maybe a little hope, but it feels a little empty, like motivational speaker over-optimism. Each and every one of you can do it. Her face dropped just slightly, like she was trying to hide her despondency, like I was. Wanting to give her realistic hope like I used to do with my early patients, I offered a couple possibilities, hoping that she'd latch onto one. In addition to a cover letter, have you written a one-pager talking about your philosophy of work, or how you would tackle the advertised job, or how about making your LinkedIn profile specific to the exact kind of work you'd most enjoy? That way you'd stand out to that employer who's looking for a needle in the haystack. She said, I love that last idea. I'd love to write catalog copy for a gardening company. You know, seeds, plants, supplies. A little embarrassed but feeling good, I said, I gotta go. Good luck. But as I walked away, I realized that giving her hope, realistic hope, gave me pleasure while giving people something they desperately need. So I kept my eye out for opportunities to give people realistic hope. My friend who was taking longer than expected to recover from COVID. My other friend who so wanted to meet Mr. Right. My father, who was increasingly sad as he faced mortality. All that felt good, but I felt an urge to do something bigger. For months, nothing came to me. Then, I was listening to a Lex Friedman answer letters from listeners. One wrote something like, I'm in high school and scared that I won't be able to have a good career. What should I do? After acknowledging that one size doesn't fit all, Lex said something like, learn to code. So many jobs of the future will require that. Besides, it'll sharpen your critical thinking skills. Without thinking about it much, I bought 100 older generation but still great iPhones, 90% less expensive than the current models. Loaded it with a set of tutorials on how to code, visited high school classrooms in rural India, and gave a few phones to each teacher to give to students who'd likely make the most of those coding tutorials. I have no idea how much good that did, but I returned home feeling, well, hope. In any event, that short story is called The Hope Giver. It's the kind of story that's in my book, Soloists, which are short stories of introverts and outsiders facing a dilemma. In any event, I do welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko.